We'll be talking about the wireless home automation. We'll talk about basics in the smart home industry in general. We'll talk about what's the difference between wireless automation and wired automation. And we'll put more focus on the wireless smart home and even more focus on the smart home hubs. We'll also talk about FIBARO home centers and NICE home centers. We'll talk about the NICE rebranding of FIBARO brand and the compatibility among those brands together. Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Today we'll be talking about wired smart home and wired smart home and what is the difference. And if you don't know the basics of smart home, you can get back to our YouTube channel. But let's talk about the basics in a very brief way. Smart home advantage is huge now. You can save power. You can protect your family and your houses or your villas or even your offices against theft, against intrusion, against smoke, against fire, against water leakage. The benefits of smart home is becoming really huge and expanding every day. And as we talked before, smart home components are very simple. You have sensors, which are devices that are responsible for getting information like the heat, like water leakage sensors, like smoke sensors. And you have actuators or actors who are responsible for taking an action, like switching off light or switching on lights or opening a gate or opening the AC. And you have remote controls where you can control the system, like mobile application or small remote controls to control the system. And then the most important thing about the system is the hub. The hub or the main server or the central system is the one responsible for taking the different actions. It will distinguish between motion in the middle of the day and motion in the middle of the night. It will act based on programming that motion in the middle of the day is a normal motion, so I need to get the lights on or to get the AC on. But motion in a specific room in the middle of the night, it might be an intruder, it might be a thief. Then I need to take major actions like sending a SMS to your mobile, calling the police, getting a siren on, etc. The difference between wired smart home and wireless smart home. In a very brief way, we talked about devices, and those devices need to act together, to communicate together. And in a normal smart home system, you might have around from 20 to maybe 200 or 300 devices in the project, depending on the size of the project. So those devices need to connect together. And the connection has two major ways to communicate, which is wired communication and wireless communication. Wired communication, then you need a cable to connect devices together. Wireless communication, then they will communicate on the wireless network. This might be Wi-Fi, this might be RF signal, this might be different way of communication. And the question arises, if I have a project, should I go to wireless smart home or wired smart homes? And let me tell you that there's no clear answer about that. The project itself should be able to tell you based on the characteristics of the project. Give you an example. If the project is still under construction, then you have the freedom to get wireless solutions or wired solution, because wired solution would require some cabling changes in the area in the project. So if you are under construction, not still done with the cabling, you can still get wired or wireless. But if your project is not under construction, it is furnished, it is finished, people are living there, then wired will be very hard to achieve. Then you have to go to wireless automation. Okay, have a big project, I cannot do wireless, still can do wireless, but the cost on the design of the wireless is getting harder if your project is getting bigger and bigger. Then the design and the cost might be even sometimes, in some cases, even more expensive than the wired one. So about wireless automation, what kind of wireless automation I can get? Because we have a lot of technologies in the wireless automation industry. We have closed systems, which if you are using, then you have to get a system from the specific company, and we'll not talk about them. We'll talk most of the time about open protocols, open systems, where I have the freedom to get devices from different companies. Okay, and the open smart systems in the wireless smart home are specific. You have Wi-Fi, you have Zigbee, Z-Wave, Matter, Thread, Bluetooth with Apple HomeKit, stuff like that. Then mostly those are the 5 major smart home systems. And we'll talk more today about the Z-Wave solution, since this is until now the most mature with a lot of devices working together, the Z-Wave solution. The difference between a good smart home and a lesser smart home is mostly in the amount of integration you have. And by amount of integration, I mean the amount and the number of devices that will communicate together. Imagine a system that you will have to open, let's say, 4 or 5 mobile application to control the system. So you have one mobile application for the AC, one mobile application for the CCTV, another mobile application maybe for the intercom, a different one for the smart home solutions, etc. Again, a system with only one smart home application, your mobile, that will hold and will allow you to use or to monitor or even to control all these devices together. Not only on the level of the mobile application, but also on the level of the integration itself. So imagine if someone is pressing in your intercom the doorbell, and then you get notified in mobile. And if you are watching a movie, then the movie will be paused or stopped, and the lights will go on because there is a communication between the doorbell and your mobile and the lighting control and even the TV control. Okay, so imagine this in a lot of different ways. So a guy is walking in the garden in different hours, then the system is capturing there is some strange movement on the garden, giving you an alert on your mobile, getting the camera to take a screenshot, sending it via email, maybe even getting a siren on or communicating with you and making your house take any decision you have. This is the difference between a smart home and there is a smart home. Then when we talk about smart home, we talk about open systems, and we talk that in wireless smart home, we have different open systems. And today we'll talk more about the Z-Wave. Z-Wave, from my point of view, is currently the most, okay, this might be changing in 1 month or 1 week, depends on the technology, but currently it's the most secured one with the most robust and good performance that allow a lot of devices to communicate together. This is in the wireless communication. Of course, if I'm talking about wired system, then KNX will be master of that. For now, we'll talk about the wireless automation. And then in this Z-Wave solutions, we have a very important part of the solution called the hub, the Z-Wave hub. And this is the communication integration among those devices. This is the device, the central device that all the device will communicate to. And this device is for your system. It looks like the brain. It's the one taking all the decisions, doing the scenarios. And if your hub or your brain is strong enough and powerful enough, then your smart home is fast enough to communicate to your devices, take more advanced and complicated decisions based on various situations. So we'll talk more about the hub. And the hub in the system is very important. And as the hub performance grows, then the hub price will grow as well. And the question comes, if I have a Wi-Fi system, do I have a hub in the system? Is it the router? And in a very simple way, no, you don't have a central hub in your system. The hub is already on the cloud. So in the Wi-Fi system, all decisions you are taking are already posted to the cloud and then coming back to you with the action. A very simple example like that is Alexa or Google Home. If you don't have internet, then Alexa is not communicating at all. It's simply a simple mic and a simple speaker with no AI in it, or no communication, or no protocol or decision-making way in Alexa. So we are talking about a hub, and we are talking mostly about a hub that is not cloud-based to make sure that the system is stable enough. Talk today about hubs from FIBARO. And before we talk about that, let's go back to the old days. 2008, almost FIBARO came to life in Poland doing Z-Wave devices. And then another jump, that was 2018, where NICE company in Italy had an acquisition against FIBARO. So NICE company, in a very simple way, bought FIBARO company and then started doing some branding about FIBARO devices. And let's talk today about the FIBARO hubs and NICE hubs and what is the difference. Okay. In 2018, we said that NICE made an acquisition against FIBARO, not only against FIBARO, but against also other four also smart home companies. And NICE direction was to have an ecosystem called YUBI that allow communication of a lot of devices, not only Z-Wave devices, but a lot of devices together under YUBI umbrella. And we'll talk today about the FIBARO hubs and the NICE hubs, and we'll talk about the compatibility among those hubs. Today we have a FIBARO hub called Home Center 2 and Home Center Lite, and those are not manufactured anymore, mostly Home Center Lite. Still working, still operating in the market, but not manufactured anymore. And the Home Center 3 came to life around, let's say, 2000, maybe 2020. Okay, that this is the most powerful smart home up to now, from a point of view. The Home Center 3 has Wi-Fi communication, Z-Wave communication, Zigbee communication. It allows complicated scenarios and also allows a lot of integration among sound systems, among cameras, among a lot of devices. This is the FIBARO Home Center 3. And then after some time, maybe 1 or 2 years, FIBARO came with a smaller one, which we called it Home Center 3 Lite. A smaller version of Home Center 3 with less processor, less RAM, less capabilities. So if the Home Center 3 can take, I think, around 232 devices, the Home Center 3 Lite can take, I think, around 40 devices. So this one is suitable for larger projects, villas and something like that. This more for smaller projects, small villas, small offices, small apartments, and the difference in the price also is there. So this might be around 150 euros or something, maybe 120 euros. This around 400 or 500 euros. So the difference in the price is almost threefold. So those are the home centers from FIBARO. And then after the acquisition of NICE of FIBARO, NICE came with the home center, which we called YUBI Home Center. And as you can see, very similar to FIBARO Home Center, okay? And Home Center itself, if I did not tell you which one is which one, you will not be able to tell, okay? But this is the Home Center 3 Lite. This is the YUBI Home Center. Almost no difference in there. But the difference in the real action that the YUBI Home Center added different integration to NICE Motors. NICE is a company is also doing curtain motors, garage motors, gate motors, and there's an integration, a wireless integration between the home center of YUBI Home, with the NICE Motors, which allow an RF communication between the motors and the home center itself. A little point about that, because when we tested it, the integration or the feedback is one way. So in a very simple way, if I have the remote control of the motor and I allow the motor to go up, this feedback is not coming to the UV hub. So on the mobile application, it will not show until now. This might be different later. Until now, it doesn't show that the curtain is open, as an example. So it's giving a different communication. The communication is only one way. There's no communication between the motor in the feedback and the hub itself. Anyway, this is the FIBARO hub and the UV hub, the small ones, and both made in Poland. The difference is only in the wireless RF chip, which is controlling the NICE motors for the ecosystem itself. Then NICE came with the latest one, which is, we might be the first one to show it to you here in the Middle East, which is the UB Home Pro. And it is similar in the back to the Home Center 3. So this is the back. These are the boxes. Boxes is not really the same, but when we unbox the devices, here is the NICE Home Center, and here is the Home Center 3. And as you can see, almost the same, with no difference. Again, this is the Home Center 3 FIBARO. This is the UV Home Center from here, from the back. As you can see, I can see a difference here only in the colors. Size is the same, capability is the same. Both, by the way, are made in Poland, as the ticket is saying. Both are Z-Wave Plus. Both has Wi-Fi connectivity, has also Zigbee connectivity. As you can see, total the same. So what's going on? Why we have now a NICE Home Center or a UV Home Center and a FIBARO Home Center? As we mentioned before, NICE bought FIBARO and then different companies as well. And then NICE is moving in the rebranding phase of the devices, meaning that now FIBARO device will be branded as NICE, and then you'll see more of NICE devices in the next few years and less of FIBARO devices. Eventually, you'll see only NICE devices coming new and FIBARO devices are not coming new anymore. When this will be allowed, when this will be in action, This might take years. The branding might take years before, because you still have a lot of FIBARO devices in the market. And the question comes, what will happen to FIBARO devices? FIBARO devices are functioning 100% with NICE and YUBI devices. We still have FIBARO devices since 2008, still functioning until now. So if you are buying FIBARO device or buying NICE device, still functioning together, still working together as only one system. NICE integration and NICE rebranding and YUBI ecosystem is totally supporting FIBARO devices. FIBARO is currently having millions of installations around the world, and they are functioning in a very perfect way. So as a system integrator, you don't have to worry about the rebranding at all, because the devices are still working. As an end user, you don't have to worry about the rebranding, because at the end you are getting the same technology that is made by FIBARO, and now also, let's say, rebranded and had different R&D by a nice company. Both are very big companies in the smart home world. Both are very reliable. Both has the same values and the same technology advantage in the wireless home industry, and we'll see more of devices coming from NICE in the coming days. Any question about wireless smart home, the bar devices in general, get back to us. You can buy those devices from our website, by the way, in UAE. And if you have any question, let us know. I will see you in the next video, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.